Hi guys, how are you? It has been a while since I did a video, so I hope you are all well. I had an email the other day entitled questions from a Mountview student. I get some of these every now and then, people who are studying theatre or journalism, and they ask me if I'll answer a few questions about blogging and the theatre scene and everything. And I'm always happy to do that kind of thing, but this time I decided why not do it in a video, because then I haven't got to type it all, and also it might be interesting for some other people who are studying this kind of thing, and maybe it will answer some of your questions as well. So here we go. First question is, how do you decide which shows to review and write about? Are you invited by the people who are promoting them? Decide yourself, or is it a mixture of both? What relationship do you have with theatres, producers and PRs? So there's a few different questions in there. So let me start with, how do I decide which shows to review and write about? Originally, when I started, it would be just whatever I went to see, I would write about it. And then as people started to take notice of the blog, they would send me invites to shows. So the producers, the PRs would send me an invitation. So now it's really a case of whatever I see, or if I get an invitation through, I will usually send it out to my team of reviewers, and I will say, does this appeal to anyone? And then whoever says that they're interested in it will usually get to go, the first person. I think that's the fairest way of doing it. I decide whether or not it is appropriate for my audience and my website. So if I don't think it's appropriate, then I don't send the invitation out to my team. And what relationship do you have with theatres, producers, PRs? It changes all the time. You know, I'm very honest in the things that I say and write about. So one day a producer or a PR can be your best friend and love you because of something you've written, and then the next day you might say something about a show or a person, and all of a sudden they're not replying to your emails anymore and they really aren't too happy with you. So it changes. It's a job, it's a game. I don't try to keep everybody happy in the things that I write. I know a lot of people and a lot of publications say, if you haven't got anything positive to say, then maybe just don't mention it at all. I think that people deserve to know the truth, and if they're going to see a show, they deserve to know what's good and what's bad. So relationships are mostly good with people in the industry, but sometimes you fall out with them over things, but it can't be helped. Okay, question number 2. Have you noticed any changes since you first started reviewing and blogging? Do you think online reviewers are becoming as or more important to show promoters as national press? How have things changed since 2012, which is when I started the blog? Things have changed hugely in the last 6 or 7 years. You know, when I first started, places like the National Theatre wouldn't accept bloggers. I got an email from them saying we don't do bloggers or one-man bands. And that has really changed over the years, and in the last couple of years the National Theatre have really started embracing the blogging generation, and now I cover quite a lot of stuff there. So the world has really changed. Social media has come on a long way. The national press are still, you know, their voices are the ones that matter to the masses, but I think within the theatre industry, bloggers' reviews are just as important, because sometimes they're more truthful, I guess. So yeah, it has really changed for the better, I hope. Question number 3 is, how did the West End Wilma Awards come about? Like a lot of things that I do, I just thought, well, why not? Why not do it? You know, I had a blog and people were reading it, as they do, and interacting with me, so I thought, why not take this opportunity to recognise people in the theatre industry who I think have done a really good job over the last year. I don't think there can ever be too much recognition. So I just put it all together. The first year was really small. There were less than 60 people there. Now it's a much bigger thing. I think it was 350 people this year. Loads of great support for it, all voted for by the public, which I think is really important. And yeah, I just decided, why not do my own award show? Okay, question number 4 is, I'm really interested in how West End Wilma has grown over the last 6 years. Was this gradual, or do you feel it happened quite quickly? I'm also interested to know when you started advertising on your site, how this came about, and how you became a ticket agent. So, over the last years, West End Wilma has grown a lot. It grows year on year. You know, I look at the statistics and kind of track everything, so it's getting bigger and bigger every year, which is amazing. I don't feel it happened quite quickly. Initially on Twitter, it happened quite quickly. I seemed to get a lot of followers quite quickly in the first year or two, and now it's kind of petered out, and you know, it's going up slowly. But no, it's been a hard slog. It definitely takes, you know, it's 24/7. You don't get time off. It's, you know, it's a labour of love, and if you've got the passion for it, then you do it, because, you know, what else would I do? If I took a day off, if I went on holiday, I would just be doing the same kind of things that I do anyway. I'd be looking on social media at theatre stuff and writing about it probably. So it's a very big job, but it doesn't feel like a job at all, because it's just a hobby. So it's been a gradual slog. I started advertising on the site quite quickly, really, probably a year after I'd built up enough of a following to be able to say to people, this is how many people look at the website, this is how many people you know, I have reading things. And my background was in marketing, financial services stuff, but so I kind of knew about marketing and advertising. And I just thought, if I can make a few pounds here and there, why not do it? And so I did, and you know, obviously as the website has grown, the numbers have grown, so now I can charge more, you know, which I don't see is a bad thing, because it led to me being able to give up my full-time job like 4 years ago. And so by making money through the website means that I have more time to devote to the blog. So I managed to put more work into it. And you know, it's all very transparent. My advertising rate card is on the website. I don't pretend that I don't make money out of it, I do. But if people have a show that they want to advertise to a theatre-going audience who may be interested in it, then you know, I think that's a perfect reason to advertise. Ticket agent, so I have what they call a white label ticket site, which is run through a company called Encore, and it's not my website, but it's kind of an affiliation with them, and they have tickets on there and special offers. So I've been doing that for probably 5 years. And you know, I don't really push full price tickets, because I know my audience, that isn't what they're looking for. I know that my audience are quite savvy theatre going people, so I'll only really push really good special offers and things that come up. So I'm not aggressively saying buy tickets through me. It's there if people want to, and if there's a really good deal I will tell people, but it's not a huge part of my business. I'm not in it to try and make money out of overpriced tickets, so I only really talk about when there's a really good offer on. I think that was that one answered. Number 5 is, what other social media pages, platforms and groups do you use to promote your reviews, website, etc., and which do you feel is the more influential? Twitter, Facebook. So I have Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. I've got Snapchat, but I still don't know how to use it, so it's quite confusing. So I use all of those to promote, you know, if I publish a blog or I publish a review, an interview, I will put a link to it on social media. I'll send a tweet, or I'll put a Facebook message out, they're all influential in different ways. So I know that if I want to get a quick message out there, Twitter is very good at it because it gets to a lot of people and can be shared very fast. If I want to start a conversation with people and say, you know, how do you feel about this, or what do you feel about this show or this person, I find my Facebook page is very good for having dialogue, and then people seem to engage a lot more in conversations. Twitter seems to have died out of conversation and seems to be more about just that one tweet at that one time rather than people commenting on it, which is strange how that's changed. But I would say that's the way I use those to promote my website. And finally, any predictions for the future of theatre blogging and reviewing? I think the way it is now is the way it's going to be for a while. You know, the big newspaper critics are slowly dying out. People don't feel the need to pay someone a full-time job wage to be an entertainment reporter. And, you know, blogging now, if you can build a brand and a reputation for yourself and a name, then I think bloggers are just as influential now, if not more. And especially blogging has now turned into vlogging, which I think is very much the way the world is going. There's going to be a lot more on YouTube, a lot more video content, I think. So even though I'm awful at talking to a camera, I kind of have to try and do this to try and build an online video presence as well, because I do think there will come a point when, say in 20 years, when the generation that are kind of teenagers now and that are watching everything on YouTube and they're not reading newspapers, it's going to get to a point where people aren't actually even reading blogs, I think, and the written word will die out, and life will become about watching television and watching videos on YouTube and Instagram stories. That's a huge thing now. So you can see how it's growing, and I think it's very much growing in the video direction. So here I am, trying to talk to a camera, being the most awkward person in front of a camera that there is. But that's the way the world is going, and so that is the way I will try to go as well. So I hope that has answered your questions, Mountview student who wrote to me. And if you've got any other questions about theatre blogging or what I do, please do put them in the comments below and I will try to answer them, or if there are enough, I will do another video. So please do give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, click the subscribe button if you don't already subscribe to my channel. The notification bell will let you know when I upload a new video, and just be nice to each other. You know, there's so much hate going on social media at the moment in the theatre industry. Let's all just try and be nice to each other a little bit more. I'm going to have a drink now, a glass of wine I think. Thank you very much, and I will speak to you soon.